Hey everyone, and welcome to Business Boutique. I'm Christy Wright, hanging out with my good friend and best-selling author, Chris Hogan, and we are answering some questions.
Well, I'm excited to be back with you.
Okay, I love this question. I get this all the time, okay? So this is good, and I'm ready for your take on this.
Okay.
As a man, as a husband, as someone that just believes in small businesses. You were raised by a single mom.
Yes.
I was too. Here's the question,
All
okay?
right, all right.
This question comes from Alicia in California, and she said, how do I get my husband on board with my business? He seems to think it's a cute little hobby and he doesn't take it seriously. This is hard. Now, let me really quickly. Whenever I answer this question, I typically am giving them advice and encouragement on how to speak to a supportive spouse, because my spouse is really supportive. But what if you have someone that's not a supportive spouse? What does a woman do that wants to chase a dream? How does she get her husband on board when he really just doesn't get it? You know, he just thinks it's a cute little hobby and he doesn't take it seriously. What's your thoughts?
This is tough.
It is hard.
Because actually what that's doing is withholding support, right? If you're not on board. And so I'm one of those people, you're either in the boat with me or you're pushing against me, right? So I would have an open and honest conversation.
Okay.
I would sit down and say, listen, honey, you know, as I talk about my business, you seem to tune out or you seem not to. I'm doing this for us, for the sake of the family.
Right.
And so I really want your support. Now, couple things here.
Okay.
On the front end, the thing to make sure to do is to include your spouse as you're talking about moving forward and doing the business.
Right.
So they understand your heart.
Getting them involved.
Get them involved.
Yeah, sure.
And it doesn't mean you have to have flip charts and to tell them and show them all this stuff, but you do want them to know that their support matters. Right. And not having support hurts.
Right.
Does. It hurts morale.
Right.
And so if you're feeling that way, if they're refusing to be on board, it's different. Have they had an opportunity to get on board?
He may just not understand, right? He may not understand what it is or how
Right.
much it means to you.
Well, you know the story. Tell your
Which one?
viewers
There's so many.
the $400,000.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them the story.
Okay, so as an example, and Dave's told this story before, but there was a woman that had a t-shirt business, and she had the same problem. She said, my husband's not really on board. He thinks it's this cute little business, until they did their taxes that next year, and that cute little business made $400,000 that year, and he perked right up. And because men understand numbers, right? He saw that and thought, okay. So a lot of times I'll tell women, if he's just not getting it, if you have this conversation, he's just not getting it, he's running in his lane, chasing his own dreams, that's fine. Like, it's not ideal, but it doesn't mean you can't chase your dream. Just chase your dream and let the numbers speak for themselves. Let the success speak for itself, because once you begin to show him, hey, this is a legitimate business, he may understand it in that language that he just didn't understand before.
That's good. And here's another tip, Christy.
Yeah.
Have an idea, if you've got something in the business you're mulling over, ask your spouse their thoughts. Say, hey, I would love to get your opinion on this. Sometimes that simple invitation can be the thing that can break down that barrier. Because men, now you know us men, let's be real, we try to fix stuff all the time. I mean, Matt doesn't do that.
All
okay.
the
I said,
time.
okay, that was way too much emphasis, Christy. But us men try to fix stuff, and sometimes we need to learn how to listen. So ladies, if your husband is wired that way, which most of us are, say, hey, I don't need you to fix it, but I'd love your opinion. Or, hey, I just want you to listen to this. I'd love for you to think about it for a day and let me know. What that does is it begins to kind of open the door to go, wow, she values my opinion. Right? And, oh, she's taking this seriously. And I don't know a man that doesn't want to help his spouse, right? And so it might be just the dynamic of the relationship, but that invitation to just help or give some guidance can oftentimes open that door.
I love that. You know, research shows that people, men and women, like ideas that they contribute to, right? Like, we like ideas that we help build. We like ideas that we help speak into. So as you're saying, if you invite him to speak into this or give feedback, he's naturally going to like it more because he got to
he was involved.
He got a little bit more buy-in.
That's a good thing. And again, it's opportunity for buy-in, right? But you're right. Let the numbers speak for themselves, but also make sure you're speaking for your business. You know, talk with them, have that interaction, have some brainstorming sessions, and let them see what this business could do.
We were just answering a question about money and getting on the same page with your budget and your finances and spouses being a team. But this is similar with the business dream, because again, it's not just business. You're talking about values, you're talking about dreams, you're talking about the future and how you spend your time and how you spend your money and you know, responsibilities at home. So there's a lot more at play than just the business. And so it's really good to have that conversation.
It is. And a good way to make sure your spouse can stay on board is let's make sure we've got some boundaries on this business, right? Have your operating hours. Don't let it bleed over into family family time.
good.
Too much. Now, we all know there are busy seasons,
Right.
but if, again, people can respect what they understand and they can respect what they see us controlling. So be aware of that and just have that conversation.
It's good. It's a good answer. I hope
Absolutely.
this helps. Thanks so much for writing in.